Summer is a great time to be in Great Falls, not only for the beautiful weather and great outdoor adventure opportunities, but also because of some of our signature and super fun events that happen in June, July, and August. Coming up on this episode of We're No Damn Experts, we're giving you a summer outlook.
Best damn podcast, the best damn town. You want to get up, get ready to get down. With its big wide sky and the wild river Thames, if you want to go, we can take you there to Great Falls, Montana.
Welcome to the greatest damn town in Montana, Great Falls. I'm Rebecca Ingham.
I'm Shannon Newth.
And we're no damn experts.
Yep.
I was just thinking of the great success of our last podcast episode, the Sam Russell Auto Tour one.
Yes, we saw tangible, immediate reaction, which was wonderful.
So thank you, listeners, for coming and getting your book. Here's the thing. There's not a whole bunch of them, so I'm telling you, we are pretty stingy. So you're going to have to be really specific and ask for the Sam Russell Auto Tour book.
Which is what this listener did.
Yeah. And just as a side note, I captured some pretty awesome video, I think.
You did. I know. I need to post that.
So be on the lookout on our socials for
on
my
more of the
fantastic video
That's right.
abilities. It's really a lie. I don't have fantastic video abilities.
But you were on the road and able to hold the phone steady.
It looked like I did pretty dang good.
You did. You did.
There was a few times where I thought I was going to get hit by a tree.
That's what you do to sacrifice for the video.
That's what I do. Yeah, I'm all in for that.
Good job.
It was a beautiful drive, little overcast. But that's if you'll finally understand the reason why I said there's certain portions of the road that not everyone's going to be able to go on.
And this video is you're showing one of those portions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you were in a what? Were you in a side-by-side?
I was in a side-by-side.
Yeah.
Still getting hit by branches. Where my husband would go, hey, be careful. And I'm like, I'm in the cab.
Right.
I don't know how
Do you want me just to duck down?
I don't know how more careful I can be. But
like, unless I just not looking at all, where we're just head tucked down. Yeah. So we'll post that so you can see a portion of that if you have maybe four-wheel drive or don't mind getting a little muddy.
Yeah. Or, a little squirrely in some spots and a little not improved in a lot of areas.
That's what you're talking about. But also keep in mind, if you want to do the tour, you just don't do that portion of it, and you can stay on main paved roads too. So
it was a good time. Good time had by all. And today, I just said, hey, what are we going to do? And you said, whatever I want. And I said, perfect. So I kicked off the episode.
That conversation.
Now, you got to figure out what we're doing.
Okay. Well, I think I kind of like to do these seasonally as videos, podcasts, things like that, as we're looking ahead to some of the bigger events and things to do in the area. So this one will be a little bit shorter episode for you today, which people are probably like, oh, thank God they're doing a shorter one. We don't have to listen to them as much. But just kind of wanted to give you, as we're heading into a new month on Saturday, so tomorrow from when you're listening to this, folks, an overview, June, July, and August of some of the big things you can do if you want to do a trip around an event. But of course, summer's just a great time to be here regardless of these things.
Yeah. What we like to say is events are kind of that limited time offer to come experience Great Falls. They only happen on those specific days. Like they're not available all year long.
Correct.
So they are kind of the sales mechanism to get you here on a specific time and day. And there are some signature events that happen throughout the summer that are really worth jumping in the car and making a trip out of. And some of these can be things you need to really plan for. Some of them are things that, you just got bored and you don't want to stare at your four walls, and a little getaway would be nice. So.
That's right. Oh, and a getaway what does that mean to you?
So we are in the midst of interviewing, and it's inevitable. Any candidates that I interview, sometimes I get the comment like, this is a really interesting interview, or I've never been a part of an interview like this. Well, yeah, there's a reason why we have a pretty unique team.
Well, that's what you call us. Thank you.
Yeah.
So kind word to put it.
It's better than special because then people are like, oh, what kind
Other
of special?
connotations. Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. So a lot of questions trying to gauge people's perceptions and opinions and to see if they really meld with the job, if they meld with the team. Mostly what kind of education are we going to have to do to kind of break old habits and form new ones, those type of things. So,
and if you are a candidate and you are listening to this podcast, extra kudos for you. And you should mention this when you come talk to us, because that'll get you some bonus points that you're paying attention.
Write it in your cover letter.
Hey.
And connect the dots for me as to why you and your skill set are a good fit for our organization and the position. Because sometimes the crayons aren't bright enough for me to get a picture as
you really got to lay it on thick for her. And so that's a little behind the scenes look at what's going on in our office this week.
So if you're listening and you want to be part of our team, we're looking for a tourism event planner.
Yeah.
So
really cool position. I'm excited to see what's going to come from that over the next year. So yeah, good deal. So speaking of events, let's dive in. We'll go through kind of our list as we've done with some of these other kind of seasonal outlook ones. But I want to kick it off with one that is starting on June 1st, but is something you can take advantage of, maybe more of an itinerary filler kind of thing, but the farmers market.
Oh, yes.
We do have a whole episode about the farmers market. So you're welcome to if you really want to do a deep dive into farmers market here in Great Falls, you can go back and listen to that episode. Do you remember, or do you know, guess off the top of your head, how many vendors they have?
I want to say 130.
Did you cheat?
How would I have cheated? You see, I don't have your script. I had no idea what we were talking about. There's nothing in front of me. Yeah. I'm just that dang good.
Well, yeah, it's at least 130 vendors will be at these. So it's, everything from produce, homemade goods. I like to get gifts there. I'll kind of stock up my gift giving for the year going to the farmers market. So yeah, farmers market every Saturday starting June 1st through the last Saturday of September.
That's a long time.
It is a long time. So you have a lot of opportunity to go down and check it out. 130 vendors, live music, little ponies you can ride on. I'm sure there's limits to that.
Yeah, you can't be an adult and ride on the pony. We did confirm that.
Face painting. Anyway, all those fun things, 8:30 in the morning till 1 p.m. So it is a pretty lengthy time as well. You don't have to get up super early.
100%. But if you want a little bit more of the market to yourself, go from 8:30 to 10.
Yeah. And that's when you'll get the best of the best stuff too.
Right. And the selection is still good. And most of the inventory is still there. If you're a late goer, chances of you getting your farm fresh eggs are not good.
Oh, but eggs are a great thing to get at the farmers market.
Yes. Yes.
Speaking of the farmers markets, I just realized I added this on here, but I didn't. So I'm Googling as we're talking, but they also have the downtown night markets throughout the summer as well. Those are one a month for, I believe, throughout the summer. And so this is an evening event in downtown Great Falls. So the first one is on the 28th of June. It's from 5 to 9 p.m. Outside there, they'll block off streets, things like that. So it's, again, similar concept, but just in the evening.
Yeah, and vendors. I just love a good vendor, a good vendor event.
Yeah.
They make me giddy. I mean, because it's usually crafters or people who don't have storefronts.
Right.
So it's like this limited opportunity to get a glimpse at the inventory, and then your super important need to buy at that time, because then they're going to pack up and move back to their house, and it would be weird to just knock on their door and go, "Hi, you had those earrings down on the street earlier, and I was just wondering if I could buy them now." Right. They'd be like, "How did you find my address?" I'll be like, "I have my ways."
Yeah, maybe they'd be impressed.
I think they'd mostly be scared.
Get away from me. This is another good people watching opportunity. So like I said, there's 3 throughout the month. So June 28th, July 19th, and August 9th, they're all Friday evenings. And then it kind of moves up the blocks of Central Avenue.
Oh.
But I'm looking here at the ones for June and July involve the 400 block. and then the ones later. But these go by places that have pedlets out. So I'm thinking at like Mighty Mo and Wild Hair that have pedlets. You could sit there and drink a beer and just people watch these things happening.
Also, I think there are beer vending machines.
Hello.
Well, technically, it is a beer vending machine. Like they have the taps on the cooler, so you can buy beers and walk through the vendors.
Yeah.
During that time.
Go. Yeah.
That might be a lie, but I think that was the event I was at.
Okay. Isn't there open container rules?
Well, there is, but if you block off certain areas and it's only
for Brewfest, which we'll talk about, they do that. Yeah. Okay, fair. And the Big Dipper ice cream will be open in that area too.
Do you know when that's opening?
I don't, but I'm assuming the sale that it's opening soon.
The sign
I think it is soon though.
I've seen the sign.
I've heard at one point, but I just don't remember the date off the top of my head. But it was going into this summer that they were going to open.
Maybe we should have some representatives from the new businesses come and explain.
This is a great idea.
Yeah.
I'll reach out.
Okay.
Okay. So those are the downtown night markets. This one is not necessarily for everyone, but I want to mention it because it really highlights one of the great aspects of getting outside in our area. That's the Cascade 66 bike race that's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
This has turned into a pretty big event with a lot of interest.
It's a timed ride. It's not a race. So, and the terrain you're going to travel is stunning. It's one of my favorite drives.
Me too.
Mostly because I'm not a cyclist.
Right.
So one of my favorite drives in the state.
One of mine too. I am not a big bicyclist myself in terms of I don't want to commit to doing this myself, but I think it would be really neat. So it's called the Cascade 66 bike race ride. It's on June 15th, and there are varying components. I was looking, you can do different lengths and you can do with your family if you just want to go and do it, or you can get competitive with yourself against the clock. But it's through that kind of rolling, beautiful, scenic recreation road between Cascade and about Wolf Creek is the section that they'll be racing on. But they also have like a gravel fun ride area too.
Yeah, it's if you are a bicyclist, this is your jam. And it is a premier bicycling event and beautiful landscapes run by some avid bicyclists as well.
I think, are they just called cyclists? I think we're maybe adding.
Are we adding too much to it?
I think so.
It could be. Clearly
we're
know,
not.
We know a bunch about cycling or being on a bike. And the other thing that's really nice about that is after you are done exerting all that energy, you can come hang out in downtown Great Falls, listen to some live music,
get yourself a beer.
Yep. And that's the same weekend as the Belt PRCA
it sure
rodeo
is. Yeah,
as well as Electric City Raceway's got some races going on.
Absolutely. So. You're just hitting all the points here.
See, I knew some stuff on that weekend.
Yeah. And that's Father's Day weekend.
It is.
So if you want to do something with Dad, or I like to point this out because people always ask us, can they see a rodeo and can they see a powwow? And throughout this episode, we'll tell you where you can see both of those things. But the rodeo, the next one coming up that you can go and see, aside from Dusty Glico Bull Riding Challenge, which is tomorrow night, would be this Belt PRCA rodeo. And that's going to have not only bull riding, but all of the events at it.
All the events.
So, which I took, it's the bareback riding, steer wrestling, breakaway roping, saddle bronc, team roping, tie-down roping, barrel racing, bull riding.
All the things.
Those are the things. 2 days for that, both Saturday and Sunday, the 15th and 16th. Okay, the next thing would be then this is really a good time to be here. You can get the rodeo and then you get your beer because it's Craft Beer Week.
Oh.
June 17th through the 22nd.
Oh. I was going to say you could ride your bike and then go drink a bunch of beer. You can do that regardless.
You could do that regardless. Well, you could. You do the bike race the 15th. You go to the rodeo on the 16th, and then you stay here through
17th through the
22nd.
So Craft Beer Week has a lot of evening events, and then it culminates with the Brew Fest on Saturday.
Which is what I was thinking of in terms of walking around downtown with open containers.
They do that.
They do that. So with craft beer week, there's all kinds of fun stuff. There's a craft beer golf scramble. There's a craft beer Olympics. They also have beer pairings with dinner. They do tap takeovers. So it's because these are involving breweries from across the state of Montana.
Right. And just Montana breweries.
Correct.
Don't think if you're from Oregon that your beer's
You're
going to
gonna
be
come
here.
and participate.
It's not.
Yeah.
You're only going to get Montana craft beer.
Yeah. Including the ones that we have right here in Great Falls.
Correct.
And there's, I know in the past they've done like educational symposiums, if you will, as
They've
well.
had judging too.
Interesting.
Like national judges that come in and judge your beer.
Yeah. So there's events all throughout the week for Craft Beer Week. And then again, culminates on that Saturday night, the 22nd, with Montana Brew Fest, which is you close down part of Central Avenue, you get a ticket, you go in, but then you just get to sample beers from all of the participating breweries from across the state that have come.
With the one cup you have.
With the one cup, yes.
Now, the really interesting, important thing to know about all of this is we're going to try and convince Shannon to be our Beer Olympics contestant.
Oh. This is
and
the
then
first
she
I'm hearing
can
of
capture content about her.
I should just strap
abilities.
a GoPro on myself and you'll just see me falling and tripping the whole time. It'll be really entertaining.
Yeah, it would be a good time.
Yeah, I should look at that. I need to start training again. Out of shape.
I don't think really it's about athleticism.
No, it's more about if I can just stay upright, I'd be winning half the battle there, I bet.
You bet.
Yeah. Okay.
But Brewfest is it is Montana's largest Brewfest.
It is, yeah.
Happens right here.
It's a really fun time.
Yeah, we've got amazing partners. You'll get access to maybe some secret beers that aren't necessarily on tap at some of these breweries, but they break them out here. One year they had a beer that was like 100% alcohol.
Oh, gosh.
Like the highest
Like,
level of alcohol in a beer can be.
moonshine?
It was crazy.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm not man enough for that one.
I should say the glasses you get are not,
Oh yeah,
they're small. They're
Yeah,
like
they're-
flight kind of glasses, sort of.
I think they're 4 or 6 ounces.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
so
not
you can try all of these without, it's not like you're having to consume
lots of
correct
beer.
to be able to sample all of these.
You know, we do things responsibly around
That's
here.
right. That's what I'm trying to hammer home here.
We want you to be responsible. There's also Uber and Lyft in our town, so
And food
and many
vendors.
many hotels in the downtown area.
That's right. So maybe just
Book a room.
book a room there. We'll set you
Whether
up.
you're local or not, book a
Just
room.
book a room so you can literally just walk right over. And again, the good news, there's places to eat down there too. So
Yep,
you'll be set.
it'll be fun.
Another thing coming up, which we also have done an episode on, is the community band,
Oh yeah,
the municipal band, which we just love them.
it is really such a unique experience right there in the band shell in Gibson Park.
And it's free. I've always seen
doesn't love
people asking,
free?
like, what can I do for free? Well, a lot of things, and this is one of them.
No joke.
There really is a lot of free or very low cost
Entertainment.
things you can do in Great Falls.
Yeah, and if you're questioning, just go to our webpage.
Yeah.
Visit greatfallsmontana.org.
There's the plug. So the municipal band, like Rebecca said, is starting out or does their free concerts in the band shell at Gibson Park. We've talked about Gibson Park, like the crown jewel of our park system. Really beautiful spot right next to downtown. So and it's every week throughout the summer, and they're starting on June 19th.
Okay.
It is their
Wednesdays,
correct. It is their 131st season.
How long has Great Falls been in existence?
It's like, 1891.
I'm not going to do the math. Someone email us.
Yeah.
That is pretty impressive.
131 years.
It must have started right after Gibson Park was no longer a zoo.
Maybe it was still.
Well,
Because the whole thing wasn't a zoo.
That's true. And with 131 years of
the animals were probably listening
Yeah.
to the music.
they would have had to still been a zoo there.
Yeah. That's a whole other thing that we've talked about.
Talked about it.
Yeah.
Loyal listeners know.
That's right. So the municipal band, again, that's Wednesday nights at 7 p.m.
Bring your lawn chair.
Bring your lawn chair, bring your food.
We don't expect you're going to you're not going to jump on a flight from Seattle to Great Falls just
Right.
for the municipal band concert. But can you imagine a better experience? Like you
Right.
did your hiking and then you're like, what else can I do?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Come
Wednesday.
back for this. Go
I'm
pick
gonna
up
go-
a pizza from Mighty Mo. Take
Yep.
it down there. It's really fun. Like I said, some of these are itinerary fillers, but they really, we're hoping at least, will just kind of push you over the edge of like why you should be here, because there really are these really unique, fun ways to experience the art and adventure of Great Falls through these events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to create some memories for you. You'll be like,
Totally.
remember that one time we went to a town and we went to their community concert?
Right. And how good
In
it
the
was, because
van?
these people are like professional musicians that just want to be doing this.
Right.
Yeah. So we mentioned earlier the Electric City Speedway. We have an episode in the past where we talked to a couple of drivers. That is a fun time. I will say, and I don't need to go fully into this, but my husband grew up racing cars. He ended up announcing at the Speedway for a couple summers. I ended up helping with him do that. I had not been around dirt track racing before. I was like, I don't really get the appeal. It's fun.
It is a good time.
It's a lot of fun. It's they love the dirt up there. It's the saying on the back of our t-shirts we got. But it's really fun time. It's also just a really great view from up there. It's one of my favorite things too of being at the races.
That is probably the premier experience for me. The racing is fun,
Yeah.
but the view up there just can't be beat.
Yeah.
It is so gorgeous.
They have food, they have beer, they have drinks up there. They have stuff for kids. They have different, themed nights, things like that. But this is for those who are like, well, what do you mean it's dirt track racing? If you know anything about that, they have like Wasota Midwest modified, street stock, super stocks, sprint cars. That's what we're talking about here.
And it means that it's not a paved track like NASCAR.
Yeah, I thought that was assumed with the dirt part, but
Some people,
you're correct. We should
you got to connect
clarify.
the dots.
Yeah, not NASCAR, but
Bright crayons.
cars.
Here. Yep.
Not NASCAR, but cars racing.
Same
Similar
circles.
concept.
Same oval.
Somebody's going to be mad, like it's not the same concept at
Yeah.
all. Well, you're going in a
Everybody's
circle around
going
a track.
left.
That's
This
what I
track
mean.
is not a right turn.
That's right.
It's all left turns.
That's correct.
Just like NASCAR, all left turns.
And they all have wheels. They're all
Yep.
racing.
Yep, they all got to go fast.
That's right. There's the checkered flag. You win. That's that.
All the same elements. So you want to come at us, explain how it's so vastly
That's right.
different.
And if you really don't want to be out in the elements, they do have VIP suites that you can rent out that give you really a great experience because you're out of the elements and you get the best view up there. So you can do that too. Great Falls Voyagers, of course, our baseball
Season
team.
kicked off last week.
It did. Those go throughout the summer. And those are really fun. I was talking with somebody else about this. That even if you're, say, not a big baseball fan, just the experience of going is really fun.
And here I'm going to make a weird plug.
Okay.
Like this is the best flex we've got. If you're listening and you're bold enough, walk into our office and say, I'd like to get tickets to the Voyagers.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably give you some first if they're playing. Second, if we have tickets in our reserved seats,
Oh.
our reserved seats are really nice.
Yeah.
They're in
We'll
a
hook you
great
up.
spot.
Mm-hmm.
So
They are in a good spot.
the food is good. The beer's cold.
Mm-hmm.
The seats are
And
comfortable.
they've got local stuff too.
Oh,
Local,
yeah.
like food and beer. And they're doing, I think, again this year, the Sunday,
Mimosa
the
thing.
brunch and baseball thing, which I think is such a fun approach.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a reason to get out to the ballpark at 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah. On a Sunday, you get brunch,
Yeah.
mimosas
Who doesn't
at
like
the
that?
ballpark. I got to do that this year.
Well, we've got season tickets.
Well, maybe I'll be bold and walk in and snag them. Perfect. This one I'm really excited about, and I was going to pull up here to give a little more specifics because they just announced the schedule, more specific, the schedule for it, but the Lewis and Clark Festival.
Yes.
This I would say we should call is one of our signature events. In the summer.
100%
Yeah.
is.
It's Friday, June 21st through Saturday, June 22nd. And guess what? It's free. All of it.
So much free
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So many passionate people about the Lewis and Clark story.
Mm-hmm.
Just talking yesterday about the time we learned that there's still drama surrounding the Lewis and Clark story. And I'm like, what
How?
drama could possibly be surrounding Lewis and Clark?
Mm-hmm.
The issue happened years ago. Like there's
Right. And it just was never resolved.
Well, yeah, people love the story of Lewis and Clark, the core of discovery, and they tell the story great at the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center.
Yeah.
And They bring in a lot of great speakers, historians, reenactors. I just think there's some great opportunity to have fun there. I haven't been in a while, but I took my niece a couple years ago, and we got.
Yeah.
I was so impressed by her, and so
Your niece?
yeah, she walked up and held a snake.
Good for her. That
Like
sounds
not
scary.
even really a question of, well, I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh. And then she
Did
says,
she say, do you want to hold it?
yeah. And I'm like, I'm not going to look like I'm scared. And if she can do it, I can overcome my weird apprehensions. I held a snake too.
How'd it feel?
Not good. I didn't squeal. I didn't throw him on the ground.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's not my thing.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it. I've done it. I've proven that I am a good leader by example. And then I gave my niece the snake back.
And then internally squealed.
Yes.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you? So my roommate, her family, they're like biology teachers, and my roommate in college. I just realized I just said roommate. That's just how we refer to each other. Yeah, not my roommate husband. My roommate going back to college, who is still my best friend. Her family, they're like biology teachers, but they had various reptiles and animals growing up in her house, including some snakes, and I believe ball pythons.
Okay.
But you would, with those, and I might be getting the wrong. No, because they named him Pi. So it was a python. But they like your body heat. So they wrap, like she would walk around the house with him wrapped around her stomach. And that's just how they hung
like to
out.
hang out.
And so, but I don't like snakes, but I got brave because I was like, these are her pets. And so I did it. But it's this weird, like ingrained in you, like this snake could squeeze me to death.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know if the snakes are going to be here this year.
Yeah, I was just looking. There is somebody named Caitlin Clark, but not from the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark, but a baller in her own right. In her
Look at that transition.
Because she's
the young author.
She's a young author, but she's
That's
really,
right.
really gotten into the history of Lewis and Clark. So she's going to be there.
She's the one stirring up the new drama, I bet.
You're starting rumors here.
Yes, that's what I did.
So they have storytellers, like you said. They have people bringing. I was going to say people bringing others back to life, but that's not like that.
That's kind of true.
You know, portraying people. Let's see, a bull boat exhibit, living history, a swivel gun demo,
Ooh.
the Kootenai Salish dancers, adventure challenge. That sounds fun.
We did that. We did an adventure challenge.
Okay.
And it's like traditional native games.
Cool. That
Yeah.
would be really neat. Yeah. And I will say at the Lewis and Clark Festival too, because the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center, which the festival is on the grounds of the Interpretive Center and Giant Springs State Park, they do a really good job there because it's the only place in the country, one, that encompasses the entire journey of the Corps of Discovery and also brings to life the native stories
Yep.
of the tribes encountered along the way. And they bring that into the Lewis and Clark Festival as well. So you get an opportunity. This is really an opportunity to get to know the culture and an opportunity to immerse yourself in it. They invite you to be part of like the round dance that they do. So this is a really great, if you're interested in that history, this is a great time
Yep.
to learn more about it. Yeah. And just, all kind of mentioned Caitlin Clark. They have Blackfeet leaders. Our friend Ron Ukrainitz, the artist who's been here, he's really involved with this as well.
The Portage
Lewis and
Route
Clark-
chapter.
The
Yeah.
Honor Guard, things like that. So anyway, that's all part of the Lewis and Clark Festival. Free things happening the 21st and 22nd of June.
If you want to give money when you show up there, you can.
They would definitely take it
Yeah,
because
they're
they
gonna
need
take
the
money.
support. You should do that. Little tips for them.
Just drop money in the bucket.
That's right. Okay, getting into some of our musical events here for
yeah,
this
yeah.
summer. If you've listened to us at all or know anything about Great Falls, we have a lot of live music, especially with the addition of the Newberry in the last couple of years. And we really see that in the summer. So there's the Downtown Summer Jam concert series.
Those are 3 different concerts at 3 different days through the summer.
Correct. June 19th, July 24th, and August 21st. And this year it's Will Jones, Ella Langley, and Brian Martin. So usually these are really up and coming performers.
Yep.
Wasn't it Lainey Wilson was at one of these?
Yep, Lainey Wilson was at one. We had that's about the only one I can remember. Like
Good
there's
story.
others. Yeah. There's other artists that you'll fall in love with.
Absolutely.
Cadillac 3 were here.
Okay.
But like Austin Jenks, who I love, was here. And they're going to be people who you're going to feel pretty on the verge of knowing, and you're going to feel like the cool kid because you're like, oh, yeah, I saw them people live.
Yeah. Example, again, Lainey Wilson, she literally found out that her album hit like #1 on the charts as she was going on stage at Downtown Summer Jam, and that's when everything like took off for her.
Yeah.
So
there she
just
was.
saying, plugging that. And then also in similar tone, the 4th of July Hootenanny.
Yeah, and this guy you do know.
This is Rodney Atkins.
Yeah. You might also know his son.
Who's his, who's his
Now that
son?
I said this, I'm scared.
Oh, no.
You know, it's those moments where I think I know something and I'm going to say it, and then I'm like,
I just don't know
somebody-
much about country music, so I'm not the one. I'll Google it for you.
Nope.
Trace Atkins? Is it?
I withdraw that statement because I have the wrong artist. And I've been doing this with Rodney Atkins for a lot.
So are you thinking of Trace Atkins? Because they're
No.
Adkins, because they're not related.
No, I'm not thinking of that. I'm thinking of Rhett Akins, and his son is Thomas Rhett. But I get him confused every time.
That makes sense. I didn't know that,
none
but
of
it's
that
on
is
here.
true.
He is the
Rodney Atkins,
Yep.
like the diet.
With a T, not to be confused with Trace Adkins.
Correct. Not
or
even
Thomas Rhett.
or Rodney Atkins. Rhett. No.
Rhett Atkins.
Rhett
Atkins
Akins.
with a
Maybe this
Rhett
part needs to be completely edited
No,
out.
I like that. I like this. Here we go. Anyway, the person who's coming for the 4th of July Hootenanny is Rodney Atkins with a T.
Great country artist from the 90s. And you may not take my word at this point because you're like, this woman knows nothing about what she's talking about, but I do know that they're both artists from the 90s and he was good. And so he'll be performing. And this is a free concert on the 4th of July after the parade.
Yeah. Independence Day, Great Falls is a great place to be. You have the 4th of the Independence Day parade downtown. Then they clear that out, set up for the 4th of July Hootenanny. All of this is free. And then you can either go to the Voyagers or the Speedway for continued entertainment and fireworks.
Yep. Like I said, if you want tickets to the Voyagers, you just got to walk in bold and proud and go, give me tickets.
That's right.
We can make things happen for you.
Pretty easily.
Sometimes
That's
they're
our
in
one pull.
That's our flex.
Right.
There we go.
Not to be confused with any other people, but we have Aaron Tippin and Uncle Cracker also coming. Not
Aaron
related.
Tippin is going to be on July 5th. So after Rodney Atkins,
That's correct.
you can go to Tom. Nope.
Nope. Oh, no. Thought you had
Aaron
it.
Tippin, who's also fantastic, on the July 5th.
And things are going to get real confusing here because now we're to the Montana State Fair, which guess who's coming for that?
Trace
Trace
Atkins.
Adkins.
Oh, people.
So you get Rodney Atkins on the 4th, Aaron Tippin on the 5th, and then Trace Adkins is part of the State Fair.
In July.
And early August, yes. I don't remember which date Trace is on, but yes. So the Montana State Fair on the grounds of the Montana Expo Park. Obviously, all the normal fairground things happen, but then the entertainment this year, which tickets are on sale now, you can go ahead and get those online. Tapeface, Trace Adkins, Bush, Starship, and Foghat, Jeff Dunham, and the Newsboys are the entertainment lineup for this year.
Now, I'm going to share. I knew nothing about Tapeface until he was announced here.
Uh-huh.
That's going to be a great show.
Oh? I haven't
He
looked
is a
anything up.
comedian
Oh,
that doesn't talk.
is because his face is taped?
Correct. To ensure that he does not screw up his
So
act,
is he a ventriloquist?
he's just put tape on his face to remind himself not to talk. And it's a lot of facial gestures. It's a lot of body gestures. It's a lot
and
of
it's a whole show of that.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to
music.
look him up. I thought he was a musician.
Nope. He's a comedian, and I've watched, and he was from American's Got Talent.
Oh, okay.
And it is very impressive what he is able to do by not
With
speaking.
his body.
Yeah, really, it is. It's a good show. I'm excited about it.
Nice. So those are the entertainment. Then, of course, there's also the rodeos that happen during the state fair.
And horse racing, which is not just during state fair, but the 2 weekends before that as well.
Correct. So July 13th, 14th, 20th, and 21st, and then 27th and 28th. And those ones are during the state fair.
Yep, they kick off the state fair entertainment. Yep.
There you go.
And then Big Sky Pro Rodeo Roundup is part of
Yes.
the state fair.
And they have different nights of that too.
Yep.
So you have more than one opportunity to.
Yep. But
see
this
that.
is another one of those things where you're going to want to get your tickets early because
Yeah.
they do sell out at the rodeo. Also, a little bit higher occupancy time. So if you're planning to be in town during then, you may
Right.
want to make sure your room is booked now.
Yeah, kind of all of these things. Summer is our busy time, but we still want you to come because it's a really great time to be here.
Let me be clear. It's busier.
Right. But that
We're-
doesn't mean we're out
not
of
sold
capacity.
out.
Right.
So
And
it'd be great if you sold us out.
yeah.
I
Let's do that this
Let's
year.
make that an
Let's
effort.
make that happen. While we're talking about things too, the summer is the time when you can go out onto Ryan Island out at the Great Falls.
Correct.
So it's another great time to be here because you can actually
Go
get the best perspective
Do
for the
that.
falls. Yeah. This event I love. It's the Montana Multicultural Fair.
Yeah.
I love this. And I want to just see it grow and grow and grow and grow. So
Me too.
this is coming up on August 8th. And from what I can see, they're doing it a little differently this year because they're moving it inside,
Yeah.
right?
Now, it was a boiling hot
It was real
mess
hot last year.
last year.
Yes, it was.
So don't think that just because we're moving it inside, like it's bad. It was miserable
It's for your
experience.
comfort. It was very, very hot last year, which it helped because, it was in the evening. So after the sun went down a little, it started to go down, that helped. But
Yeah.
it's really hot because it was out on the
Pavements.
Yeah. But this is a chance where, and I love this, especially with our military community in town, we see a lot of people that come and show off all of their different cultures. And they do that in dress, in food, in presentations, in dance. And again, this is an event. This one's free too, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. You can walk around and absorb all of that.
Most of it is free. If you want to do the food sampling, there's a passport you buy, and then you just go from station to station with your passport.
That's right.
To
But
get your
you can
food
still
samples.
You
Yeah.
can still go without
But it's
that.
just a pay one price of that passport, and then you go from place to place, and you taste all the food from that culture.
Right. It's really fun. I mean, I was also there at the very end last year, and some places still had food left, and they were walking and they were just handing out all the samples. You missed that.
I couldn't make it that long.
You weren't.
I'm a
too hot.
fragile being when it comes to the heat.
Yeah.
Whew.
It's so fun. I love this though, because you just see, there's so many, you get to just see everyone's culture and heritage, and it comes out. It's just a really neat event.
Their dress, their dance, their flags, their
Yeah. Like you start on one
languages.
end and you got the bagpipes, and then you move on and you see dances, Native American dances, and then you see Filipino culture, and then it's just Cuban, like it's all of these things that come out. So that is on August 8th. And we didn't say where. So they're moving just inside the Mansfield Convention Center there at the Civic Center. So it's still downtown. You're just going to be inside there, which I like it being outside, but I think this is going to be for the benefit of everybody.
I do think it'll be a little more helpful.
Yeah. People might last a little bit longer.
I melted last year.
Yeah.
But it was an unseasonably warm summer last year.
It was really hot.
I'm sure it's not going to be that way this year.
Okay.
I need you to be a little more confident in
Well,
that.
I don't want to lie to people.
The other component is Arts Fest might be happening at the same time
Yeah.
as the cultural fair like it did last year.
So that did happen. That was part of it last year. So the auction
yeah.
was happening at the same time. I was just looking up to see if they have the dates out there for Arts Fest, but it's typically early mid-August.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what this is, do you want to explain what Arts Fest is?
Arts Fest Montana is just an art explosion in Great Falls. Kind of the cornerstone to it is the creation of new murals within our downtown district. So as of today, roughly 43 murals in our downtown district, and they are impressive and varied. And we bring in other street artists from around the world. Some are world renowned, some are local, and they create new murals throughout our community. And you get to watch that being done. And then as part of that, there's usually a VIP artist reception where they do kind of like a quick draw with spray paint on a canvas. So it's like a mural, portable mural.
A portable mural. I like that.
And then they auction them off to help fund the future Arts Fest.
Yeah.
There's other things that happen during that time. There'll be live music in other areas of town. There'll be other opportunities to engage in the art community from that perspective. And then we put that all together and create your weekend of fun. But we just wait until we know when the artists are coming.
Right. It's really cool to watch the process happen and then just to see more and more art popping up around our community.
Well, and I think one of the neatest things about it is you can watch, and then what happens like at hour 2 is so vastly different than what the finished product
Is this the same mural?
And you're like, and sometimes you'll get your own personal opinion, like, why did you screw that up by doing that? And other times you'll be like, oh, that really added a little bit more value. Like I liked it at hour 5, but now at hour 10, I even like it more.
And that's what art's all about, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what my opinion is.
Right.
Because the artist can do whatever they want.
It's going to change his mind because of what you said.
Yeah, I've mentioned things to him and he goes, yeah, I don't care. And I'm like,
this is why he's made it so long as an artist, because he just blocks that out. And Cameron Mover, he's one of the main forerunners of this event.
He's really the cornerstone to helping us create this thing. He's done art festivals in other communities. He's from San Francisco. He's a world-renowned street artist.
Yeah.
Great story. He does do classes and help people teach. One of the other really unique things happening this summer, which isn't really an event, but our Great Falls Theater group is going to be doing a camp this year.
But the event that goes along with that is that they're doing Music Man.
There you go.
Yeah, in early July. I want to say 9th, 10th, 11th.
Okay, you can say that.
I'm gonna check myself because I'm that confident.
She still hasn't learned, folks, that you just say it and own it, and then someone else can dispute. Where was I going with that?
While I'm talking about this, another one coming up at the Newberry, the Bellamy Brothers.
I know.
Yeah. I thought you were excited about that one, huh?
I love the Bellamy Brothers.
Yeah.
I always have. I don't know why more people don't love the Bellamy Brothers, but if this is the first time you're hearing about it, get your ticket.
I bet that you think they'll sell out.
I don't know.
I bet.
I wish I had a better read on what
sells out
and what doesn't, because
That's true.
The things I think will sell out don't.
Yeah.
And so it's really confusing to me. But Bellamy Brothers, almost like a 70s, I think, 80s music group.
Yeah. I like them.
They are really country. And one of the claims I'm just going to make, both for all of our tickets, be cautious of scams. I mean, people, it's just always assume people are trying to screw you over. Go to the source.
Just go to the source. Yeah, we see that too. Okay, with the Music Man, I was right about one of the dates. So it is July 11th, 12th, and 13th, and then the following weekend, the 18th, 19th, and 20th.
Perfect.
And they've just knocked it out of the park, every one of their performances that they've done so far. So
yeah. And who doesn't love summer theater? I know I do.
Yeah. And I know that they're trying to bring Shakespeare in the Park back this year too. So
They have it
or
booked.
they
It's
are
in
I mean.
August.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's another one coming up too.
Hamlet? No. That seems right.
Okay. Well,
We'll
you like
we'll
to
tell
just
you
go
more.
with it. So
Yep. We'll tell you more
That's
later.
right. And then the Little Shell Powwow. We
Yeah.
don't have all of the, all the details for it, but we do know that the dates for that are the 24th and 25th of August.
Okay.
So that one, again, we talk about people really want to be able to see and experience that culture, and this is a way to do that.
They've got some really interesting programs coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I visited with my good friend Elisa about some of the language people they're bringing in to
that'd be
talk.
good. Yeah.
I'm so excited about it. Attending those things, more itinerary fillers again. But I mean, if you're really
cool
into some of this stuff, they're like on Friday nights.
Yeah.
So show up and spend the night and party tomorrow.
There you go.
Or the next day, not tomorrow. I mean, you can party tomorrow.
Sure. Yeah.
But
Well,
party the next day.
If
Do
you're
more.
listening to this when it comes out, tomorrow's Saturday, so why not?
Perfect.
And then just wanted to mention too, the Beacon Ice House. They a couple of years ago revamped their entire kind of backyard space, I'll call it, that backs up to the Sun River. They have a really great little concert venue out there now, and they bring in they're more local bands, like Montana bands, but they're really good talent. And there are, I think Carol and I were counting 28 summer
Holy
concerts with Beacon this year.
And it's a great little venue. It's a great space to just enjoy some live music.
Totally.
A lot of them you might be able to sing along with because they're good music, but a lot of it is also original music. So,
And they're maybe if you're not from here, they're not bands you've heard of, but they're really fun. They're great musicians.
one of the ones that a lot of Montanans follow is El Wencho, and they usually make an appearance down there.
I like that. They're fun. I like them.
And if you're not familiar with El Wencho, that's just a portion of the Clintons, which is a bigger name, but still Montana group. So
Yeah. All good stuff.
John lives down in Bozeman, so it's not that far away. Yep.
I quite a few years back now was an MC for Race for the Cure in Helena, and John was there, at either a El Wincho bandmate or Clinton's band. I don't know. I don't remember which one, but I got to hang out with John, and that was fun during that event.
So as you can tell, a lot of things happening in Great Falls through the summer that are events, and these are to the staples of our museums, our trail system, our state parks, all the other things that just never go away here.
Right.
So take those in around the events that you have planned. And if you want more information, you want more events that you want to know about, we're your people. Well, Carol's your people.
Carol's your person, yeah.
406-761-4436. You can always email her at information@visitgreatfalls.org or org.
If you want the slang version.
So we're here to help you plan. That's kind of our whole shtick. That's why we do what we do, is we want you in our town experiencing all the cool things that are happening here.
And clearly, there's a lot of cool things happening.
So until we see your bright, smiley, happy, healthy, beautiful, fun face here in Great Falls, Montana, we hope you are creating amazing memories with your friends and family, wherever you might be. We'll see you soon.
We're No Dam Experts is the recorded claims from Great Falls, Montana, covering what you need to know about this amazing damn town. Damn, that felt good.